Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope, and this one is for you, Cancer. Welcome to September. The sun is going to shine in Virgo through the 21st, and this is going to encourage communications and taking care of items on your to-do list. Now, we do have Mars stationing retrograde on September 9th, and this could make it difficult to launch new projects. However, you really have a lot of support this month to perfect works in progress, and everybody's got those things that are unfinished, and we're going to have a lot of energy available. Mars is moving in Aries, which wants to do something. So when you get that urge, like, what can I do? Go look at all the things you need to finish and channel your energy there. I'll tell you a little more about the Mars retrograde later in this horoscope. And if you want to learn about it really in depth, I've done a whole video just about this because it's pretty big astrological news. This only occurs every couple of years, and so if you check out on this channel, you'll see Mars retrograde in Aries. You can learn a whole lot more about it. But before I get to Mars retro in your horoscope, I will mention there is a Pisces full moon on September 2nd. Now, Pisces is a water sign, just like Cancer. This is working favorably for you. This is going to help you get a fresh perspective. It's possible that you've been bogged down in the details of an idea, and you need to consider how would you like to feel, just as much as what you would like to accomplish. And this is something Cancers are particularly good at. So if you're working towards a goal and you've been thinking, oh no, I've got to send that email, I've got to write this thing, I've got to take this photo, or whatever your project is, and then you stop yourself at this full moon, you could realize, wait a minute, I'm spinning in the wrong direction. That's not the way I want this to go. I'm actually looking for a project that will do X. If you've been ignoring a nagging feeling that something is off, again, we can really get into doing mode, and then we realize we're barking up the wrong tree. This is the kind of revelation that could happen at this Pisces full moon for you. So examine what's been going on, and you might catch the things that haven't been quite right and be able to correct them so that you can direct your energies in the best way. Let's talk about this Mars retrograde. Speaking of directing our energies, Mars is in fiery Aries, which makes a challenging square to Cancer sun sign. Keep that in mind. You might especially feel this more so than some of the other sun signs. And it stations retrograde September 9th. The cycle goes until November 13th. And Mars is traveling retrograde in Aries. This means we all have to check ourselves before reacting. There's a very impulsive nature to Mars retrograde in Aries that makes it easy to say something we didn't mean, to take an action before we've thought it through. This is really important to take things slowly, step back before doing or saying something we might regret. And especially when it comes to conflict or negotiating with others. In the coming months, you could run into some frustrating delays related to your work because of this astrology, especially if you've been looking for work. It could be hard to forge new agreements under this astrology. People are going to be feeling a little bit more rigid and thinking their way is the right way. So it's a good time to renegotiate an existing contract. You can have some better luck there. Or reconnecting with former employers. That's definitely a possibility too. This astrology is big when it's related to your work. That's why I'm mentioning these types of relationships, but it could affect all types of relationships. Mars is a personal relationship planet as well. So it's really important to Avoid, going to a place of anger that isn't productive. Take the high road. Definitely avoid letting anger steer your reactions, and make a plan that's going to benefit you in the long run. It might feel really good in the moment to tell someone off, but actually that might not be the best course of action when you think about the future. So those are some tips. Again, I've got a lot more on Mars retro in the other video on this channel. We've got Jupiter stationing direct on September the 12th in the sign of Capricorn. Now this could lend support to partnerships of all kinds. This is good news for you, Cancer. It's an excellent time to work towards a long-term goal with a loved one, or team up on a business-related project. There is support for that. It just requires a lot of mindfulness this month. But Jupiter is here to say, if you slow down, if you think of the future, I've got some opportunities for you. There's going to be more potential for growth when you pool your resources with others in the coming months. So don't try to go it alone. And do plan to put in your fair share of work. And this astrology of Jupiter and Capricorn is all about earning your rewards. And Jupiter is a planet of abundance and reward. But when it's expressed through Capricorn, you know that there is work attached to it. It's a fair deal. Do the work, get the reward. So we've got this month's new moon in Virgo on the 21st, and this is offering support for goals related to communication, learning, could be short trips, or relationships with siblings and neighbors. If you have to set intentions regarding any of those, this September 21st new moon in Virgo is the time to do it. And the day after this new moon, we've got the sun moving into Libra on the 22nd. This signifies the equinox up here in the northern hemisphere. This is our fall equinox. In the southern hemisphere, it is the spring equinox, but the Libra energy is the same all over the globe. And this is a special time to acknowledge what you and others have accomplished, to celebrate together, to assess what you have, take stock, and determine, okay, what should be done next. It's a bit of a pause point. The equinoxes and solstices are great check-in times. And my mentor, Jan Spiller, wrote articles containing rituals that she came up with for equinox and solstice time periods. So this is very special to have. When Jan passed away in 2016, we wanted to see what writing of hers we could preserve on her website that was kind of timeless. And this equinox and solstice copy is definitely one of those gems with specialized rituals that she came up with to help you celebrate the equinox. So go over to janspiller.com. I encourage you to check out the membership. All the proceeds will support Jan's legacy, and you will get access to her original writing of this equinox copy, as well as what I write about all the current astrology. You can get a heads up on this type of thing like Mars retrograde or eclipses or any of the big astrology that you really want to know what's coming down the road. So I hope you can make the most of September. It's all about taking it slow. Be safe, be well, and I will see you back here next month with your horoscope.